Answer.
We aim to turn your nest egg into a paycheck with half the amount you've been led to believe. Fluent Financial combines in-house portfolio design and risk management with income-generating investments designed to accelerate your financial independence. Our goal is to develop an effective portfolio strategy to help you retire sooner and have a better lifestyle. Visit fluentfinancial.com.
Forgive me if you've heard something like this commentary in the last week, because I did something like this a week ago, and a few weeks before that, and a few weeks before that. Now, the information is going to be new, but the feeling of how disturbed I am with the way the Cowboys are doing business, that feeling is old. Very old. The Cowboys, it appears, still did not learn the lesson of last year or of several years previous to that. The players that held out on the Cowboys got what they wanted. It was simply a question of them waiting out the Cowboys. Whether that be Emmitt Smith or Zach Martin or Dak Prescott last year or CeeDee Lamb last year, hey, Dak is the highest paid player in the league at $60 million. Now, I don't want to diss Dak Prescott, but where does he rank in the best players in the league? Well, he gets the most money. And CeeDee Lamb is getting the second most money for a wide receiver. And by the way, both those contracts have already been redone this year to create salary space. But on the horizon is another huge contract for Micah Parsons. The Cowboys say they've had good conversations with Parsons. Well, how good? It's been right at 3 months since the Cowboys' 7-10 season ended with a loss in Washington. When the season ended, the highest paid non-quarterback in the league was Minnesota wide receiver Justin Jefferson at $35 million. Well, it wasn't long into the offseason till the Raiders defensive end Max Crosby signed his new contract for just a little more than Justin Jefferson, $35.5 million. And then Cleveland really moved the needle, giving Sackmaster defensive end Myles Garrett 4 years and $160 million, $40 million a year. But that figure didn't last long, because Cincinnati wide receiver Jamar Chase then upped the amount for the highest paid non-quarterback in the league to $40.25 million. Yeah, I know, $250,000, but it gives them the right to say, hey, I'm the highest paid player in the NFL that isn't a quarterback. And by the way, in the meanwhile, Houston Texans defensive end Danielle Hunter got a 1-year extension for $35.6 million. What do the Cowboys have to show for their good conversations with Parsons right now? Squat, diddly, bupkis. But Parsons, he's noticed what's happening in this league. He's noticed the prices going up and up and up and up. Now he's talking about being the first non-quarterback to be a $200 million man. I'm assuming that would mean 5 years for a bit over $200 million, which would move Parsons to perhaps $41 or $42 million a year. Okay. Meanwhile, the Cowboys, they've signed a bunch of free agents this offseason, but they don't have Parsons' contract. And he just sits there flashing his $200 million smile.
For more than 3 decades, Bob's Steak and Chop House has remained an icon of DFW restaurants. Why? Well, maybe it's because of Bob. He's fanatical about cleanliness and friendliness, and his food, oh my Lord, his food. If you've been there, you know about it. If you haven't been there, you should know about it. The original Bob welcomes you at either of his 2 locations, Bob's on Lemon Avenue or the sparkling new Bob's at Craig Ranch, McKinney. Are you struggling to cook healthy meals that actually taste good? Not sure what seasonings go together to make your food pop? Well, let's be honest. You need something quick and easy for your busy schedule, and OPA, O-P-A, OPA has you covered. Introducing OPA seasonings. Mary just loves them on meat, fish, chicken, veggies, salads. Just sprinkle, enjoy, and you will love OPA. You get it easily. You go to the website, opafoods.com, O-P-A foods.com. Use the promo NORM and you get 10% off your order. And here's the best part. A portion of every purchase goes to the Austin Street Shelter for the Homeless, helping those in need while you enjoy great food. Delicious meals, a great cause, and savings. What's not to love? Try OPA today.
Next, the Cowboys are suggesting that the 8 free agents they've added and the 2 players they've traded for, that give them the situation where they are now free to draft the best player available at number 12 in the first round, instead of drafting for need. Pardon me while I giggle just a little bit. They've signed and traded for 10 guys, but only one of them looks like he's going to start. And that's linebacker Kenneth Murray, who's on his 3rd team in 3 years. And he, like 8 other acquisitions, he is on a 1-year contract, free to leave after this season, unless the Cowboys sign him again. But the Cowboys are right. They don't have to draft for any specific need because they have so many needs: running back, defensive tackle, cornerback, wide receiver, offensive tackle, defensive end, that virtually anybody they draft is going to fill a need, a real need on this team. And a reminder that the last 2 number 1s, Mozzie Smith and Tyler Guyton, have not filled needs well at all. Finally, the Cowboys have put the pedal to the metal without brakes and are headed over the salary cap cliff again. I know the 25 season isn't even nearly here yet, but let me take you to 2026. Here's the Cowboys' current contracts for that year. You're going to hear 8 of them. Dak Prescott's contract next year, he's due $78 million. CeeDee Lamb, $38.5. Let's say Parsons comes in at 41. Osa Odighizuwa with his new contract, $20 million. Trayvon Diggs, the cornerback, $18.5 million. The tackle Terrence Steele, $18 million. Tyler Smith, projected for his 5th-year option, will make $21 million. And finally, you know the Cowboys will want to keep Deron Bland, the cornerback. Well, the prices for cornerbacks have gone way past $20 million. But let's even let Bland be there at $20 million a year. That's 8 players. Total monies against the cap, $255 million. The cap this year is $279 million. Now, it'll go up next year. The cap always goes up. But it isn't going to give the Cowboys nearly enough room to maneuver in free agency. And by the way, that $255 million against the cap, that doesn't count the dead money left over from the contract of Zach Martin. $255 million. 8 players. There's no way you can make that workable. So what do the Cowboys do in the next offseason? Well, they kick the can in the butt further down the road. They reach a point they can almost do nothing to fill the holes in free agency. Like this past season, when the Cowboys drove their silver and blue bus right over the salary cap cliff and crashed.
Today's episode brought to you by Fluent Financial, Retire Sooner, Better Lifestyle, by Bob's Steak and Chop House, and by Opa Seasonings. Savor the flavor in your food.
Thanks for listening to today's episode of Just Wondering with Norm Hitzges. If you enjoyed what you heard, please hit follow, and a fresh new episode will be delivered to you every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And if you know someone who might enjoy our work, please share it with them. I'm Norm Hitzges, and I'm always just wondering about something.
And I'm Mary Hitzges, and I'm